Henry Ford, whether you like him or not, was indeed a visionary. He strived to make the car that Americans would flock to and set the standard for car manufacturers to come. But knowing the fucker in his company, he likes to cut corners in order to cut down the cost of production in order to meet capitalistic greedy needs, thus making him the laughing stock that he is today with such outrageous memes as his acronym Found on Road Dead, Fix or Repair Daily, and my personal favorite, fucker owns a rusty Dodge. And speaking of which, Dodge wanted to make the next great American car that sets the standards for all car manufacturers to come. And for a while they did, until its subsidiary Ram decided to fall out with said Dodge company, thus making Dodge yet another laughingstock, as Ram laughs all the way to the bank. Now, why exactly am I making these analogies? Well, the answer is simple, my friend. You see, Kazunori Yamauchi, the founder of Polyphony Digital, wanted to make a successor to Gran Turismo 6, going from the PlayStation 3 to the PlayStation 4. All while taking a hatchet to the single player, but focusing too much on the online multiplayer, cutting down the track selection, cutting down the car selection, and cutting down the whole goddamn reason why I play Gran Turismo in the first fucking place.
Somebody's laughing at you.
You see, the main appeal of the Gran Turismo series, for me and other single-minded folks, is to obtain the sensation or fantasy of gaining the knowledge, mastery, and overall ability to drive all sorts of cars, from your parents' first car they bought with their salary back when this country had a functioning economy, all the way to the mouth-salivating, luxurious, desirable, expensive as fuck cars that only the rich and demented could possibly afford without malfunctioning said economy selfishly. And yet, all of this is slightly undermined by the upcoming Gran Turismo Sport's incessant desire to appeal to the filthy idiots who think that they can make a turn at full goddamn speed without braking, as taught to them by the Need for Speed and Mario Kart franchises. Yet, simultaneously, Polyphony Digital cynically attempts to appeal to the more hardcore types by focusing more on online player, and yet, bafflingly enough, they make the wrong kinds of decisions to do so, reducing the car selection to only those luxurious cars, effectively giving keys to cars that they could not possibly master in a short period of time, and by limiting single player to an online shackled glitch fest that has more wait times than a Six Flags amusement park. Over 12 fucking tracks! Now, I am not an autistic person who could sit down to recollect every single specification of every single car within every single car racing game within...
Do you think this scene should have been cut? We were so worried when the boys were writing it, but now we're glad. It's better than some of the previous scenes, I think.
At least ours was better visually.
At least ours was committed. It wasn't just a string of pussy jokes.
Get on with it. Yes, get on with it!
Oh, I am enjoying this scene.
Get on with it!
every single PlayStation console, unlike some egotistical, socially maligned product of Irish cunt flappery out there believes.
Fucking bloody dead man!
And I'm certainly not a sycophant toward him or plebeian digital either, yet I, like all others who play racing games, align somewhere along the kartism spectrum. On the one hand, you have the dopes who play nothing but Mario Kart and Need for Speed with the illusion that they have real racing skills. Ooh, I'm impressed. And on the other, you have the elitists who only play aforementioned car simulators that give you the illusion that you can get laid in the real world. I, for one, lie right in the middle, though closer to the high-functioning part, if I say so myself, because not only do I enjoy the more relatively easy-to-control kart racers, unlike the plebs who think they're good just because they can throw a blue shell at the competition knowing fully well that they don't goddamn deserve it, I enjoy the lack of negative reinforcement in the more realistic car driving games. I mean, for fuck's sake, if I fuck up a race, I fuck up a race. And it's my own goddamn fault that I fuck up, because I should not have to throw a gay blue shill at someone who clearly deserves to be ahead of me, because he knows how to play well and I didn't! Yeah, you heard me right, you fucking pussies. You fucking negative reinforcement cripples! Get your fucking socialism and communism out of my American as pie racing games! You fucking crooks! You KGB! More like cunts, gays, and bitches! And you call me privileged white cis scum. Ever since the lukewarm response to Gran Turismo 5, which, by the way, took longer than necessary to render the shadows to a quarter of what they should have been, Plebeian Digital seems to have run out of cash, and has been begging for more money through microtransactions in the succeeding Gran Turismo 6. And since that bullshit doesn't function with full-priced video games anymore, Yamauchi and Plebeian Digital, in all of their divine wisdom, decided that lobotomizing the game design and the core appeal of the game in the name of the lowest common denominator were ways to go, taking game design cues from the online-only unwanted pregnancy that was Driveclub. Oh sure, you finally brought proper damage modeling to your franchise. But seeing as though competitors are shitting all over your proverbial cat scratch damage in at least one entry over the past decade, you come across as a socially maladjusted geek trying desperately to fit into the discotheque. It certainly doesn't aid matters that Sony has to slide some yen underneath the table of the car manufacturers who make GT concepts for its games, or even the pretentiously French FIA League, in order to promote their fart cloud-founded Gran TURD-ismo SPUD, when there are actually better simulators out there that more convincingly convey the physics of driving. Favoritism much? You know, it's completely demented that Sony and Polyphony Digital would have to go so low as to take these measures, considering that Sony has already sold 20 million bricks to date, and at least 20% of these would own a Gran TURD-ismo game on said brick no matter what. Hey, Polyphony Digital! Polyphony Digital! Polyphony Digital! Listen to me! Listen to me! Listen to me. You seem to lack some common fucking sense, at least as far as video game developers go. So you need people like me, testers, customers, whatever, whoever, in order to tell you what you need to do in order to save your fucking franchise. If you want to be better than Forza Motorsport, and if you want to be different from Mario Kart, and if you want to compete with both of these franchises, be better than them! What is your moon driving minigame or kart racing minigame not enough to get casual people to play your fucking game and actually try a realistic simulator for once? Or maybe the popularity of the PlayStation, no, the Wait Station 4 is not enough, seeing as though you're cutting off dynamic weather just because the Wait Station 4 can't handle 1080p and 60 frames per second properly enough, Yamauchi!
Yamauchi-san! Yamauchi-san. Hitekura. Listen to me, motherfucker. I don't know what your pretentious game designer friends have been telling you at Polyphony Digital, but less is not more. More is more. I mean, what the fuck have you been doing for the past decade from sequel to sequel? Well, you've been adding more cars, you've been adding more tracks, you've been adding more things to fucking do in addition to adding more to your presentation, going from generation leap to generation leap. And you certainly don't have to be shackled to your shitty online service with barely anybody playing without quitting in frustration from the fucking wait time like it's a goddamn amusement park either. The moment that I put the goddamn disc under your Wait Station 4, I want to be able to fucking play your game without all that kind of bullshit. And it makes me sad to say that I am not going to support this next project, but Yamauchi-san, though your passion for cars is legitimate, even though you had to take some underhanded measures to get your work to be noticed these days, if you're gonna make an actual Gran Turismo 7, it is imperative that either you get it the fuck right and make it worth $60, or get the fuck out of that company. Let a new guy enter the scene. I'm pretty sure that he knows what video games are all about. Not just simulations, but actual fucking video games. Something which Turn 10 Studios and Slightly Mad Studios seem to be getting the fuck right. I'm Food Person. A winner is me. Thanks for watching.